Good horsey, good horsey. Hello. Welcome to today's adventure, where I will take up the sword and shield again and go forth valiantly to quest. Today we are looking at a new book, a present from my sister, Invent and Write Games Programs for the ZX Spectrum by Noel Williams. Look at that glorious cover. We're looking at the first game called Throne of Camelot, which is an adventure game, a puzzle adventure game as opposed to a fighting adventure game. So, pick up your sword, pick up your shield, ride on your little horsey, and let's set forth on our quest.
Look at the lovely castle drawn there on our lovely title screen. At Camelot is fulsome day, your lights will help you find the way. Solve the puzzles, watch for clues, play with words to get good news. 2-word orders help me play, a verb and then a noun's okay. Use the single letters NSEW for movement. The words help and inventory on their own. All other words must be in lower case. Initializing, please wait. I will tell you where we're going on. We're on a road. The top of the screen shows us the exits. The black bars are impassable terrain. We are represented by the $sign. So let's head off going east. We're at a crossroads. Let's try going north. We're in a thick bank of fog. We are lost. We cannot proceed. We can head south. And head south again. There's a river. We could swim across the river, but we will then instantly be killed. But we'll come back here later. So from the crossroads, we're going to head east to this ravine with a narrow bridge across it. Head east, a meandering pathway, another ravine, and then a gambler's inn where we need a playing card to go further. We'll come back here later. Meandering pathway. On a beach with a compass. I'll have that, thank you. Let's head south. In a rocky bay, head south. In front of an iron turnstile, it blocks my way. Let's look at the turnstile. There's an empty counterbalance by the lock. Can I lift the turnstile? It's too heavy. Okay, we'll have to come back here later and solve the puzzle. Let's go north. A meandering pathway. The map is quite effective. It's all stored in memory. Access via peeks and pokes rather than directly. Here's the crossroads at the start. We can now go through the fog thanks to the compass. A well-kept road. A rocky hillside with many loose boulders. A tree on the hillside. Let's look at the tree. There's a monkey in it. Okay. Let's climb the tree. And let's have this monkey. And let's carry on our journey. A steep hillside with leafless trees. A dirt track with many potholes. A dirt track. Beside the track is a sign. I wouldn't go any further if I were you. Okay? But I will. Outside a large tent. Inside a circus tent, a juggler throws a knife at me, but misses. A road covered in weeds. Outside a blacksmith's, a sword is on the floor. Let's take the sword. We could head south, but that will kill me. Head back here. Here's an annoying juggler. Can I kill him? No. Can I cut him? No. Let's go south. A path through a dark forest. A glade in a forest. In a monastery, the monk says, I need a key to go further. A monk wants a key. So let's give monk key. The monk is now happy. In a spooky graveyard. In a cornfield. a farmhouse with a smoking chimney. So let's look at the chimney. There's a horn in the ash. It's always good to take the horn. You never know when a horn might be handy. Let's go west in a narrow winding tunnel. West again. A passage filled with a huge rock. I can't go any further. Let's lift the rock. It's too heavy. Okay, let's go back. A narrow winding tunnel. Back to the farmhouse. And a farmyard. A narrow path blocked by a fallen tree. Can I lift the tree? Too heavy. Okay, we'll be back here later. We're now going to head back to the start. Monkey lets me go past. Yard of an inn. Gambler's Inn says no. I will see you back at the crossroads. We're back at the start of the crossroads. We're now going to head south to the river with a broken bridge across it. We need to swim across the river. And now we can go south. I'm on a riverbank with 21 snarling wolves. They fear my sword. They won't let me go past them unless I cut the pack. Because 21 is a clue. Play on words, you see. Let's now go west. I'm in an orange grove. Let's look at the tree. A giant orange hangs from it. It's an interesting part of Camelot where you can grow citrus fruit. Let's climb the tree. And let's take the orange. And let's now go back. Now go north. And let's swim across the river. And let's go north. Back at the crossroads. This time we're going to head east. Because here we're going to the Gambler's Inn. To get past the Gambler's Inn, you need a playing card. The clue is I simply need a card with the right number of pips. Do you have anything that has pips in it? An orange. So if we squeeze the orange, we have a pocket full of juice. If we give juice, that gets us past the Gambler's Inn. We no longer need the compass to get past the fog, because we can now get through the area through the monastery and the pub. Let's now go into this very dusty cupboard. And there's a scroll in the dust. I will take the scroll, enter. Let's go south. Gambler's Inn. South again. Now I'm in a stables with a crowbar on the ground. Just take the crowbar. Let's now go south. In a ploughed field. South. This pasture with a huge rock. Last time I approached it from the east. This time from the north. We can't get past. So let's go back. To the Gambler's Inn, the yard of an inn. This is the monastery. I'm in a cornfield. Back at the farmhouse. Let's lift the rock. It's too heavy. Okay. Let's keep moving forwards. I'm in a farmhouse, in a farmyard, a narrow path blocked by a fallen tree. As we now have a crowbar, we can lift the tree. Bosh. And head north to the farmyard with a torch. Excellent. Let's light the torch. The torch burns brightly. Excellent. A narrow path. Let's now go east. At a cave entrance with a wheel on the ground. Take wheel. I can't carry any more. I still need the sword. Or do I? No, I think I can get rid of the sword. I definitely need the wheel. Oh, leave the sword. And take the wheel. So go west, narrow path, west, the farmyard, west we're in the farmhouse, in a narrow winding tunnel, west. My torch makes the rock much lighter. Play on words. Lift the rock. I can now leave the crowbar alone. I've had west from here. I'm on a gravelly road. West from here is an iron turnstile. This is just south of the bay, which is south of the beach. So we can't get past that yet. There's a counterbalance in it, which is empty. So we need to fix that. There's a farmyard. And I drive to a mansion. An armoury, a suit of armour against one wall. Can I take the armour? It won't move. Okay. Can I look at the armour? Can I look at the helmet? Let's take the helmet. Just like Lord Buckethead. Let's go north. Drive to a mansion. Let's go north. Narrow path. Back to the farmyard. Edge of a forest. Let's go north. I'm in Sherwood Forest. Suddenly 10 men at arms surround me. Help. If I can't solve this, then I've blown it. That's a clue. Blow horn. Robin Hood to the rescue. The armed men run. So we're not going to go there again because that would be silly. So let's leave the horn. We're in Monastery. So we're now heading to get past the turnstile. Gamblers Inn. Meandering pathway down to the beach. In a rocky bay, we're going to fill the helmet. And here we want to, let's empty the helmet. Turnstile opens. Excellent. So we can now get past and give the giant a scroll. Excellent work. We can also leave the helmet behind, so we don't need that anymore. I've got a torch and a wheel. Okay. A gravelly road. From here we can go south to a narrow valley. So south outside the laundry, into the laundry is a basket in the laundry. So let's look at the basket. The crumpled stocking in it. That might come in handy. So I go north. Outside a laundry, let's go east. A road blocked by a broken cart. Look at the cart. One wheel is broken. Let's fix the wheel. And let's now take the wheel because we need it. Head east. In a glade with a witch doctor. Let's look at the witch doctor. He's casting a spell. So let's take the witch doctor. He obviously, hopefully he won't mind. The reason we need a witch doctor is in the cave, which is to the east of the kingdom, there is a witch. The witch has a headache and will turn us into a toad unless we are with the witch doctor. Here's the farmhouse. Here's the farmyard. Narrow path. A cave entrance with a sword on the floor. Let's go east. I'm in a dank cave. There's an old woman moaning. Beside her is a huge cage. If you don't cure my headache, I'll turn you into a toad. Thank goodness, a witch doctor. So we can now proceed past her without her killing us. We're now in a large cage. So let's look at the cage. There's a goose in it. Let's look at the goose. Long tail feathers. Take a feather. So I go north. Here's the old woman. Let's go west. And a cave entrance. So we're going to leave the witch doctor behind because we don't need him anymore. So I go west. What have we got in our stuff? We've got a feather, a torch, a wheel, and a stocking. Let's keep going. In a farmyard. I'll see you back at the giant. So we're back at the giant. We're going to give him the feather. The feather will let him write. We can now go past him to an avenue of trees. So let's look at the trees. They're full of bananas. So let's climb the tree and take the banana. So I can't spell. And I go south, a lovely golden road, and west, beneath a sheer cliff. So this is a clue. But we can't proceed past here yet, else we will die. So I will see you back in the mansion. So this is the mansion where we found the helmet. We're going to head west. There's a study, there's an old man dressed only a towel. Have you brought me some clothes? Give them to me. What about the rest? So what clothes have we brought him? Well, we brought him the wheel, which is a bicycle wheel, which is also a tyre. What about the rest? Help. Partially dressed, he's not very appealing. What about some footwear? What footwear have we got? Bananas. If we peel the bananas, we get banana peel. If we give the peel, banana peel is very slippery, so you could call it slippers. So he's now happy. We can proceed past him. Inside the library, there are letters in a muddled heap. Let's look at the letters. They've all been posted. So what do we call letters that have been posted? You call them mail. It won't move. Let's take the letters. Okay, now, can I wear the mail, which is really the letters? I'm now fully armed. Beautiful. So, we're now ready to go back to the end of the game. So we're going to head back to the cliff. So we're beneath a sheer cliff. That is a clue. The clue we had from help was that's torn it. If you try and climb the cliff, you will fall off and die. So let's look at our stocking. It's torn. That's torn it. That's a clue. So what do you have in a torn stocking? You have a ladder. Let's take the ladder. So if I drop the stocking, leave the stocking, and take the ladder. Okay, what have I got in my bag? I can leave some stuff here. So let's leave the torch, leave the bananas, leave the wheel. So what I really need is the letters, which I'm wearing as mail, and the stocking, which contains the ladder. Excellent. A stocking, letters, and a ladder. Right, so we're going to climb the ladder. We can now head west. I'm at the gate to Camelot. The gatekeeper lets me through. Without wearing the armour, which is the mail, which is the letters that have been posted, he shoots and kills you. And finally we go west. It's an interesting game from a rather splendid book. There are several chapters on game design before we get into the first game. The question of reward comes up, which is what keeps the player playing. Solving a puzzle, getting to new locations, getting stronger are all ways of keeping player interest high. In Throne of Camelot, you can die quite quickly. There are some places that kill you moving in, but they usually give you a clue as to why you've died, and you think, oh, okay, I can fix that and do it again better next time. This is a good thing. We need to use any technique that saves memory. Text is expensive to hold. I ran out of memory with my CIA text adventure I typed in. It's 1 byte per character. Unless you use compression, which is a complex technique, you're going to run out of space very quickly. Something as simple as putting the "you are in" message in the main loop, that can save many bytes. You should use anything that speeds execution. Time spent waiting for the screen to refresh is time the player is not playing. One way Noel does this is by storing the map of the game above RAM top. That means you access it quickly using peek and poke. One thing I did wrong with this in the CIA game is to give a nice teletype effect, which just slowed everything right down, so I had to speed up the emulator. We should use anything that adds variety to the game. North, north, take thing, south, south, east, use thing does get dull. Things like having to swim the river or climb the ladder before proceeding is a good example of mixing up a bit. Locations that kill you rather than just stop you is another. Locations that require multiple items or require you not to have an item, another way of doing things. Also use anything that makes the program easier to play and more enjoyable for the player. Shortcuts. You unlock shortcuts in Throne of Camelot through the pub and the monastery, and later on through the tunnel. Helpful clues. Each location has a help screen. Also the mini-map on the screen. The last thing I'm going to cover in these final thoughts is the flowchart process. The goal is getting to Camelot. The square before the end has to be the final puzzle, so you mark that on your chart as Need Z. If you need Z, you have to have a Get Z square earlier. You work this back through your list of items to get a series of Get and Need statements. Then you draw a map starting at the start. You draw an adjacent square with 2 or more exits. Each extra square can be marked E for empty, like the road at the top of the map, or you can fill it with the first Get or Need item on the list. You can't get past the Need square until you've been to the Get square. In the Throne of Camelot, the first Get square was the Get Compass square. 2 squares to the south of this was the Turnstile, and 1 square to the north and east of that was the Gambler's Inn pub, neither of which we could get past. Ideas such as word games and puzzles to make it a bit more challenging. If I get around to writing Fletch Quest, I will certainly use his technique. For now, thank you for watching.